Hi, you guys. We are going to look at a lesson today on bullying, and it's called Building a Better Bystander because the groups of kids that witness bullying are called bystanders, the group that's standing around it while it's taking place. And ultimately, we want to turn you into something they call an upstander, someone that does something to help. Whether that's running and letting a grown up know that something's going on, or standing next to the person who's being picked on, or trying to calm the bully down, whatever it is you feel like you could do safely to step in and help. That's what we would like you to do so that the person who's being picked on feels like they're being helped and that we can get the bullying to stop. So, what is bullying? In Northside, it's considered bullying if it exploits an imbalance of power between the student perpetrator and the student victim. So, an imbalance of power means that maybe one student is bigger and stronger and the other student is smaller. Or the person doing the bullying is very popular and they feel like the person that they're picking on isn't very popular. That's what we mean when we talk about an imbalance of power. Now, bullying can happen in written form, so someone writing something unkind. It can be spoken. It can be done electronically, either something that's posted or texting or messaged, which is called cyberbullying, or it can be physical contact, which is what a lot of people think of when they think of bullying. Two, it has to interfere with the student's education or disrupts the operation of the school day. Three, it either occurs on school property, at a school-sponsored event, a related activity, or a vehicle operated by the district. So in order for it to be considered bullying within Northside, it's got to fit this criteria. Because bullying is a continued abuse of power. It's intentionally hurtful. In 2009, Texas passed the House Bill number 2003, which made it a crime to do cyberbullying, which for the consequences goes from a class A misdemeanor all the way to a third degree felony. And obviously, we don't want you involved or wrapped up in anything like this because it can also affect your ability to get into your dream college. It can affect your ability to get a job. A lot of employers and a lot of colleges are going back and looking at students' digital footprints, and they're checking to see what kind of person you were online. And they go back as far as they can find evidence. So your future self will thank you if you just make very good choices when you're online. Always interact in a kind and respectful way, and you won't have anything to worry about. Bullying can be direct. It can be face to face, which is really what most people think of when they think of bullying. It can be verbal. A bully is doing insults or put down or teasing or harassing somebody. Sometimes it's psychological. They're rolling their eyes at the person they're picking on, or their friends and them are giving that person dirty looks, or uttering threats or extortion. Or it can be physical, shoving, pushing, hitting, assaults, things like that. Bullying can also be indirect. So, an example of that is exclusion, leaving somebody out on purpose or shunning them from the group to make them feel bad. So, like if everyone's going to go out and do this thing together, but we're going to leave this one person out so she feels bad, that's an indirect form of bullying. That's things happening behind that person's back with the aim of making them feel bad. Um, Gossiping. Bullies like to use that as a tactic because if they say bad things long enough around you, gradually it lowers your opinion of the person who's being bullied. And if you have a lower opinion of them, you're less likely to stand up for them. So that's a big deal when people start gossiping and saying terrible things behind the person's back. Or it can be relational aggression, telling people not to be friends with the victim. I don't like them, so if you want to be friends with me, you cannot be friends with her. Nobody can tell you that except your grown-ups at home who are the boss of you. No student can tell you who you can or cannot be friends with. So I also wanted to show you, once this PowerPoint is done, you will be able to go over to our virtual classroom for this. And we've got videos and things for you to look at. And so there's an example of cyberbullying here, and there's an example of an imbalance of power in a face-to-face bullying situation. And when you watch this video, watch what the bystanders do and watch how it shifts that balance of power away from the bully. It's really awesome. It's actually one of my favorite videos. And then this one is more about the Mean Girls' indirect approaches to bullying. And if you explore this page, we've got a really good example up here of being a good upstander. There was a group of secondary kids and some elementary kids that wanted to do a performance to show their support for people who are being bullied, and it ended up going viral. So it was really good. And there are other things that you can click on that are resources to help you with this topic. So I hope you guys find all that helpful and enjoy exploring the virtual classroom on being a better bystander.